Artists, creatives, and designers, welcome back to Dream Aloud Art. I am your host, Electra, aka Dream. I want to say this too because I feel the need to say it clearly. Electra is my real name. Let me just put that out there, okay? It is my real name. It is my actual name. Okay, I don't. As some of y'all can see on my platform, I don't find it necessary to divulge all of my personal information, what I'm doing, where I'm at, who's in my life, or my family, or my friends. Like I don't put all of that out there, right? But the one thing I've been putting out there is to let y'all know my government name. So that's Electra is actually my government name. Okay. I'm laughing and, cause I love it. I love it. I get a lot of really great responses when I introduce myself. And so, yeah, the stories for days, trust and believe. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all are super. And I hope y'all are having a good morning. Most of my listeners tune in the morning, but of course, wherever you at, however you do it, wherever you be, I still have love for you and I thoroughly appreciate you tuning in. All right, so we're going to dive into today's topic. No judging, right? Everyone says that kind of stuff. No judging. I'm not judging you. No judging. But still low key judging. Now, this isn't necessarily with the idea of person versus a person, right? Like, oh, today we're going to talk about how not to judge another person. No, this has to do with an artist who sent me their message about self-judgment. Okay. Judging themselves. And we're going to debunk this thought process, right? But I want y'all to understand something too. The key to debunking something is practice. So when you're tuning in to these podcasts, I seriously recommend that you go back and listen because you go back and listen. So you've listened to it once, but go back and hear that track again. See, you'll do it for songs, right? Because, there's a vibe, there's a rhythm, there's whatever, okay? But will you do it for the messages that speak most to you? So I do encourage you to go back and listen to this. These are actual sessions that we're having, okay? That just real. Like I'm just being real. I'm being surreal with y'all, okay? I only say surreal because everyone wears out saying real. Okay. But anyway, and of course I say surreal because that has to do with like surrealism and art, whatever. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Let me sip this coffee. So I'm just warming up, getting the wheels spinning here, letting my nail polish dry at the same time. So anyway, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. These are sessions. Okay, artists are sending these questions in, sharing their stories, and they need guidance. And if you're tuning in, there's a strong likelihood that this guidance pertains to you too, in some ways. So I do encourage you to tune in, and I encourage you to revisit these episodes so it sinks in. And because it means something different when you listen to it again, you will hear things that you didn't hear the first go round. Or you'll hear some things that you need to hear several times, okay? Until it clicks so hard you can't unclick it. Come on now. It's just like that pop-up window back in them days. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That it would, spam would pop up and you click on it, right? You click on it and there's no turning back. Like you don't open up a virus, Click now. That's what I'm saying. I need y'all to click this and have it click until you can't unclick it. Come on. All right. Now that we've warmed that up a bit, let's dive into this message that an artist sent me. Okay. Let's call this artist K. All right, K. We're just going to call her K. So Kay says, I have been judged a lot by colleagues, friends, and bosses. I'm definitely judging myself the hardest, as there is a perfectionist lurking inside and a fear that it will never be right. I work on it often in art and in life. I'm a risk taker by nature, but I haven't felt that passion in a while. Trying to tap back into that passion that I had years ago when I just put everything on the line and went for it. Another reason, now she kind of took a different direction, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and read it. She says, another reason that I haven't posted anything has been because of this. Even on Facebook, I've only posted 4 times since 2009. Okay, just so y'all know, we're in 2024, all right, on this episode. I am creating a new Instagram that will only show my work. I'm still trying to figure out my voice through art. So we have several things we're going to look at with this. All right. Sipping the coffee. Y'all, I'm going to be sponsored by some coffee company. I don't know who, or cacao rather. Cacao. Y'all know I love cacao. And let me say this. Let me get specific with y'all. Retreat Drinks. That's the brand of cacao. All right. That I really love. But I have to go back. I have to go purchase it online. Y'all going to hear me say that a lot. I need to just go ahead and buy the cacao. All right. So anyway, I had to take a sip again. So let's look at this closer. What have we learned in previous episodes? Sometimes in the disclosing of the problem, like when we share the problem, we're also sharing the solution. The solution is literally in front of us, like in front of us. But we have to pay attention to what we say. We have to listen to what we say. Sometimes artists were so in stride with just running our mouth and just saying, and I say this with love, right? We're just so in stride with talking that we're not actually paying close attention to the energy behind our words and the words that we're using. So when we disclose a problem, AKA a presentation, something that's being brought to our attention, it's meant for us to address. All right. That's all it is. But if you add a layer of stress behind it, then yeah, you got stress along with that problem. But yes, in disclosing and sharing the problem, we also highlight our own personal solution. So let's rewind. Let's look closer at this message that Kay sent me. Very first line. I have been judged a lot by colleagues, friends, and bosses. So let's pause right there. I want us all to get on the same page of what definition of judging we're going to reference today. The definition of judging is the idea of separation. That's the context we're using, right? You can go whip out Merriam-Webster if you like, if that makes you feel better, because your brain needs a reference. And so that's fine. Whip it out, Google it, whatever, okay? You can do that and find out what judge and judgment means to you. But for the context of this conversation, we're highlighting the idea of separation. And the idea of separation is one that has frustrated mankind for all eternity, it seems, right? It seems like forever. I was going to say hundreds and thousands of years, but I mean, that's a long time, okay? Like forever. It is the idea that we are separate from who we are. We're separate from what we desire. Answer me this. I love when people say that, right? So this was a golden opportunity to say that. Answer me this. I mean, is that what they say? I don't remember now. I'm like, answer me this. Is it riddle me this? Whatever. I need to sip some coffee. Riddle me this, y'all. I'm starting to tear up. I'm making myself laugh. All right. I'm good company. I like my company. I like me, right? So if you're listening to this podcast right now, you like you, okay? You like you because I like me. I just be making myself laugh. All right. So answer me this. How is it possible for us to be frustrated? Y'all are going to hear me say this a lot because there are just some certain things. Life is not as complicated as we tend to make it. But there are certain principles that really stand out that if we remember those principles as we move forward, life isn't such a battle. And so one of those principles, I keep saying, answer me this, right? How is it possible for us to feel frustrated from being separate from something we want if we didn't know what it was that we wanted? Right? So if we had no, okay, let me say it in a way that maybe it'll resonate better for some of y'all. You can't feel frustration from being separate from something that you have no clue that you want, right? Like it's impossible for you to feel frustrated because you don't have an idea of what that thing is. So why would you feel frustrated for not having it or being separate from it? All right. You see what I'm saying? I know that some of y'all do. It's like, that's impossible, right? So it's impossible to get frustrated because you don't know what you want. But here's the thing. The core of you knows what you want, and it's not an item, okay? It's not a accomplishment of some sort. Now, it may be linked. There may be some links to an idea of accomplishment, but it's the feeling, the essence of it. And I'll go a level deeper. Y'all just trying to find yourself again. We go around the world saying we're finding ourselves, but it's you already have it in you. The thing that you want, okay, this idea of something that you want, you already have. And how does that, I know, again, it's deep, okay? So how does this link to judgment, okay? Because that's what we're focusing on today is no judgment, right? Y'all say that kind of stuff. No judging, but you're still judging yourself. Judgment is the idea of separation. And you are separate from that of which you desire. And if you believe in that, hardcore believing in that judgment, boy, if you believe in that, then it will always be separate because that's what you believe in. You believe that you're separate from that of what you desire. And let me just say this too, as we debunk her message. I'm still waiting on some of y'all to text me. Okay, I'm still waiting. I mean, I am receiving messages, but I know that there is a clump of y'all out there who are just shy as all get out or something. I don't know. I mean, we're family. I don't know why you're scared to text me. Text me 804-581-1152. One more time for y'all who are trying to grab a pen. Okay. 804-581-1152. I'm waiting on your messages. I'm waiting on your stories so I can respond on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the number, I will be more than happy to text you back, but you got to step up first, boo. Don't be shy. Again, we family. Why you acting like we ain't family? All these virtual hugs over here, and you think, quit playing. So the very first thing that Kay discloses here is that she's been judged a lot by colleagues, friends, and bosses. So here's her first hang up. See, artists be telling me these things. They're like, I need this and I need that, and I want to sell my art, and I want to be a full-time artist, and But you're passing over the main boulders that are in your way energetically and spiritually. And the main boulder that's in Kay's way, again, y'all, I'm making up these names, okay, is that she's reminiscing on the judgment from colleagues, friends, and bosses. And it's not just this big clump of people. There's only one or two of them, maybe three at the most, that she keeps referencing. And when you reference these folks, You're enhancing and you're highlighting the stress and the tension of those situations with those individuals. And it creates an energetic block. That's not woo-woo stuff. That's like real stuff. Like when you breathe in and you exhale, there's energy being circulated. There's energy that's being circulated. Okay? We're naturally built to consume and produce. We're naturally built to inhale and exhale. We're naturally built to receive and to give. That's the cycle of life, to be quite honest. And when you have not released, when you inhale and you hold your breath, when you expect to receive but never give, there's something very suspicious about that. Right? Maybe I'll think of a different word, but there's something that just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. And you'd be correct. It's not natural. So that in itself, she's referencing the ideas of being treated as though she's separate. But the truth is that she believes in separation. And that's why she keeps referencing times in her life where she felt separate, ostracized, separate from the group. Kay, you go over there. Well, we're over here. So let's continue with her message. I'm definitely judging myself. Oh, bingo, right? She says, I'm definitely judging myself the hardest, as there is a perfectionist lurking inside and a fear that it will never be right. I want y'all to understand, and shout out to Kay, right? Shout out to Kay. Not K-A-Y, y'all. I'm just using the letter in her name, okay? Like, don't get too deep with these names, okay? Shout out to Kay because she even understands that there's something with her before the perception of problems in her external life. She understands there's something she has to look at. Do you understand there's something you have to look at within yourself? It's hard. Sometimes it's really hard. It can be perceived as difficult to look at ourselves and ask, what is it that I need to do within myself, right? First, I need to adjust my lens. Okay, I need to adjust my lens. Or maybe along with adjusting the lens, I need to work on myself, my energy. I need to pause. Maybe I don't need to act so quickly in what feels like urgency within me. Right? And y'all know, if you look at my Instagram and you look back, there are videos of me giving y'all advice, guidance, tips, and things of that nature. But you will also see one of the topics I'm most passionate about is your confidence. If you are not rooted in knowing yourself, your tendencies, the moments you're anxious, or the moments where you feel alive, if you're not paying attention to that, then you can cancel out every other tip in the world that you're like, oh, all I need is a tip. Well, here's a tip. I'm going to give y'all a tip right now, right? Pay attention to yourself. Learn yourself. Keep learning yourself. Keep learning. Keep learning. Keep learning yourself. It's not just knowing yourself. It's knowing you need to learn yourself. Woo! Woo! You just get full body chills just like me. I sure did. Because that's a gem for me, and that's a gem for you. We're sharing gems. I can't believe we're sharing all these gems and you ain't text me yet. Look, come on. 804 581-1152. I'm waiting to hear from you, boo. I'm waiting. You need to lock me in your phone. I need to save your number too. So what's going on? What's up? Y'all shy? Quit being shy. All right. So shout out to Kay for that. All right. So let's go back to her message. I am a risk taker. I am a risk taker. A risk, was I going to say a risk taster? Yo, I love that one. I'm going to use that when it comes to like trying new foods. I'm a risk taster. All right, whatever. Ignore me. No, don't ignore me. We're friends. All right. So we're friends, but I'm waiting for you to text me. Okay. I'm a risk taker by nature, but haven't felt that passion in a while. Trying to tap back into that passion that I had years ago when I just put everything on the line and went for it. So let me pause here. Risk taker. Let's link risk taker to judgment. A risk, the context we're using it in now, a risk is something or situation that you believe is going to stretch you and expand you and test you and challenge you. But you lean into it and you trust, right? You trust in something beyond your physical body. You trust in something, and that is scary at times, right? So what Kay is saying is that I'm a risk taker by nature. She's correct, and you are too, because you're always taking risks, and you may not even realize that. When you get in the car and you're driving, isn't that a risk, right? That situation could go many ways, but you trust. You have a basic trust that you'll get from point A to point B. It doesn't matter what you do. There's always other likelihoods, and our brain likes it. Or our brain likes to believe that it's in control of the external world, right? It likes to believe that. But is that really true? We are natural risk takers. The highlight of the risk, like what makes a risk, is that we call it that. Oh my God. We call it something. We take a situation that is out of our control, that we believe will expand us at any given moment, and we call it something. We call it a risk. But the truth is, we actually are taking risks all day, every day. And if the what I'm referencing as a risk, okay, how I'm using it in this context, once again, is not being able to predict the outcome, but we believe it will expand us. So why is that? Why do we separate what we believe a risk is and what isn't a risk? Oh, that's not a risk. It's not? Really? But we are naturally built to face the unknown. And when we perceive something as the unknown, because moving into the unknown may expand us and stretch us, we are taking a natural risk. Now, Kay, shout out to Kay, because she says she hasn't felt that passion in a while. Here's the gem to receive about that. You have to be present to receive it. Ooh, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. You have to be present to receive the passion. And to be present is to be grateful for what you are experiencing. What seems risky? Something different, something that doesn't look like you would think it should look, something that you didn't expect, but you have to lean into, something that stretches and expands you, right? And in order for you to even experience that low level risk, high level risk, you have to be fully locked in and present. Fully locked in. That means your mind ain't drifting 8,000 places. You're eye to eye with it. And neither one of you is moving anywhere else, but you're moving toward each other. I love it. I love it. So no judging, right? But still judging. In order to maneuver in this world, having a healthy idea of separation, it's good for you, okay? Healthy idea of separation. So that means, if I have to get from here to the store, then I know that I have to maneuver. I know that I have to get in the car. I know that I have to go. I know that I have to drive. I have to pay attention to the other cars, other being separate, right? Looking at the color of the traffic lights, red, yellow, green, all of those are separate colors, but it helps us stay safe on the road. So I hope that you know what I'm saying. To maneuver and survive in this world, having a healthy idea of separation, it's by default. Like, that's just how this world is built. This 3-dimensional world, which means there are 3 dimensions in this world, right? But when we start taking that overboard and we're like in our head, separating ourself from ourself. Come on, what? Separating ourself from ourself. And we think we got multiple selves within ourselves, which makes us believe that we're separate. Come on. We're separate from that of who we are. We're separate from our essence. That needs to be re-examined. Is that really true? I personally don't believe so. So let's change our perception. No judging. No judging. Not no judging, but you're still judging yourself, right? No judging. Understand that you are connected. You are not separate. All that you lay your eyes upon, you have a relationship with. All that you experience, you have a relation. Relation, in the context we're using it, is relating. You can relate. There is a relating happening. You're relating. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love y'all. I love my life. Come on now. We're diving deep. Sipping this coffee that's actually at room temp now. I got to go reheat it or add some hot water to it or something. Because it ain't shaking at this point, right? It just ain't shaking. But yes, let's restructure that. Shout out to Kay for being brave and sending in her message, sharing her story. Again, y'all, text me. You can text me the word art to begin with if you'd like. But of course, shoot me a text at 804-581-1152. And I want to add that it's in the notes too. So it's in the show notes, it's in the description, it's in the bio. Like, we make it easy around here, okay? So I love y'all. Cannot wait to respond to you, as these are not only letters back to you, but letters to myself. And this is how you and I, this is how we expand and evolve, because we change the conversation and we adjust our lens and we adjust our perception and understand that everything that we experience, everything that we feel deeply, we feel it first, right? We feel it first. And there's power in understanding that. Holler, y'all. Love y'all so much. And remember, RTA, come on. RTA stands for Respect the Artist. Shout out to all of my Respect the Artist fam. And again, y'all, if y'all text, send me a text so you can join the Respect the Artist family. Go to respecttheartist.com and y'all will learn all you need to learn. But don't do all that first, okay? I want a text from you, boo, because you just shy. Y'all know, look, it's a direct text to me, right? And then we can be on the same wave. That's what I'm talking about. That's real growth. Come on now. Snap, snap. 100 emojis, fire emojis, and heart emojis all over the place. Oh my gosh. Okay. I appreciate y'all. Can't wait to hear from y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next episode.